welcome to Pieces Pat Paints. I'm Pat. I paint all the pieces. I'm still collecting cans for some reason. I have a recycling thing over there. I don't know why I'm cleaning my stuff up. Maybe probably because my kids have been here. My kids got on break, and so they're here, being children out and about, which is fun. Kids are awesome. If you have kids, you know what I mean by that. Because they're amazing. They will definitely keep you really, really busy. They're really good at that. They're really amazing at actually keeping you so busy you can't see straight, honestly. So anyway, we're here, we're hanging out, we're painting stuff. It's the holiday season, so zoop-de-doo and whoop-de-wah. Or however the Dean Martin song goes. We don't have any Dean Martin for you today. We have the normal, same old music. I really should find a way to get royal free Christmas music where we could pipe it in there, but I don't really know how to do that. I'm not super techie, which is alright, but there's nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong with not being super techie. My son is. I could probably get him to do it, but he's a teenager, so sometimes getting him to do things is not the easiest thing in the world. So anyway, we got some cool new stuff to look at for fun. S&Gs. Some of this stuff will probably just be, let me turn on and get everything set up here. Some of this will probably just be on for I'll just probably do a spins of them. No kind of previews or anything. But I got this. I'm cleaning them up still. I got this really cool Hell Knight. It's a loot. Now that we've got a printer that's really functioning and doesn't require tons of maintenance. Holy moly, I didn't realize how much the red one needed maintenance. Oof, it's a lot. So anyway, I got that guy. He was pretty neat. And then I printed off this really great archer. She's cool. Really great stuff. Love her helmet. So I got that. And then I did a little cleric. He looks great. Part of his little staff. Can't tell if it broke or if that's supposed to be the bottom or what. It's very interesting. It could just be his little rod is like that. I'll have to look at the file and see what it actually looks like. He needs to get cleaned up. I was actually trying to resize this guy and reuse this guy for, because those other ones were for D&D. I was trying to resize it for Trench Crusade, which, if you're not familiar with Trench Crusade, it's a new game that's out. Really cool. Lots of fun. I got involved in some of their Kickstarter stuff. This is one of the armies. This is the Black Grail. They're like plague knights and such. So really cool sculpts. The guys involved with this are involved with. They used to be involved with a bunch of other great projects, Diablo, Mordheim, and that sort of stuff. Really, the sculpts here are really outstanding. I missed a little bit on my priming there, but that's alright. Really crazy looking sculpts. This guy comes with let's see, a sword side and a shield side. Really great, well thought out sculpts. They're pretty solid. Some of these other sculpts are whatever this is coming out of this mall. Very reminiscent of The Thing, John Carpenter. You got a lot of that kind of thing going on. That stuff going on with these. I'll probably take a little bit of inspiration from that. Anyway, I'm thinking we might do a little bit of this on air after we get Melina done. This guy has, where is this? This guy has a gun. So it's a very interesting universe. It's World War I, heaven versus hell, war on Earth kind of thing. And these guys are all infected with this plague, and they become kind of like zombies. So, really great look. Got like a bazooka kind of, well, shotgun or something. I don't know. It's a really crazy looking grenade launcher and play counts. So that's one set, and then I got two of them. You know, so we can fight them against each other. And there's a couple extras in here too, but that's it. So the good guy faction, you know, they've got a little bit more. This is new Antioch. So this is one of those. It kind of like Space Marine-esque. Space Marines and Guardsmen. For those of you who are familiar with his helmet. Here it is. The cool thing about this is all 3D printable stuff for the game. So you got that. Here's a lieutenant. This is kind of indicative of the whole deal. So you're up to where it's like some World War I, World War II era things. Because that machine gun, I believe, that's a Thompson, so that's World War I era. Gun, I don't think it's exactly a Thompson. I think they're trying to emulate one. You know, we've still got the cutlass and the long shield. You know, we're wearing you know, more of a medieval style helmet. Because during the Crusade, they opened up the pits to hell, and the Hell came bursting loose. There's some more of these regular trench guys. I know these guys, they've got the Doughboy helmets. Well, you actually have a choice of helmets, but I love the Doughboys, so I'm gonna try to do Doughboys wherever I can. These guys are top T90, so I don't know. We may do bigger projects live. It seems like you can see them better. I don't know. Anybody who watches the show and has an opinion, throw that opinion down there. It'd be really helpful. So, and let's see what else we got in this guy. So there's a sniper priest. These guys are apparently like blind and shoot with the faith of the Lord or something like that, which is kind of fun. And combat engineer. He's got kind of a specific helmet. Yeah, very much more like a knight's helmet. And he's wielding one of these machine guns. It's not exactly. I don't think that's a specific gun. I think it's a gun that's kind of like a specific gun. And he's in a run pose, so you can have him. I don't know how we're gonna look at seeing how this is supposed to be posed, because this looks weird. It looks kind of like he's. I don't know. We'll take a look at that. We might be moving that arm around a little bit. Might be doing some resetting. But I also printed off. So this is actually a Warforged Titan. I don't know if it'll work. Something similar to these. That's what I was going for. So that way we have some proxies for some other cop poses and the same kind of deal. And then maybe this guy as a leader unit. I may have scaled him up too big, but he's in that same line of size as this. Just kind of a little thinner. But I'm not sure. We'll see. Either way, it's still a cool model. So we'll be able to paint it up and use him one way or another. If it's not in this game, it'll be in D&D. We have plenty of things we play around here, so that will a guy like this will definitely get used. Get that stuff out of the way. Get out of here. Okay. Alright, so we're working on that. looking again at where all this fire goes so we can kind of start figuring it out. Now this piece and this piece for sure go on there. And then I guess I've got to print off the other parts to this because there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 bits of fire. You know, unless it's just this repeated in different places. I'm not sure. It wasn't very clear on the picture of it either. I was like, okay, well, wish you'd have given me a picture of the back. That one definitely seems like it goes there. So what I want to do is I want to make kind of a mark so I know, because we're going to paint over this. So, this one here, because I don't think it goes there, because it doesn't fit there really, right? The other one fit there like perfectly, so it's gonna fit wherever it goes. It's gonna fit in pretty perfectly. I think it's going there. Well, hello, my friends. Good to see you. I appreciate it. Yeah, she's looking really, really, really nice. So you can see all her boots. I'm really happy with her boots. Head turned out really nice. Looks good. We've got so much to do with this mom. Right now I'm trying to block out some of this other stuff and see what exactly I need to print. If it's duplicates or what. I don't think it is either. I don't think, because that doesn't really fit there. Maybe it does. Maybe you're supposed to print out more than one of these. Because like the file, when you look at the file, it doesn't seem like there's enough flames. There's one there. We can do that there. And this one easily can go here, but it does seem like it fits better on this side. Yeah, that, see, that fits snug right against there. I bet you that goes right there. This one goes right here. So we're missing the one that goes here, and the one that goes there. See, I think there's only like one other file. I gotta look. So anyway, yeah, Merry Christmas to you too, man. Appreciate you stopping by. It's always nice to have people come by. Definitely keeps you going, really. Okay, let's see. I think we need a little bit of crimson. What did I do for this? I need some crimson. I'm gonna need that cadmium back, both the yellow and the orange. I've got some other cool models coming too, so Timbuk. They're behind this one. I bought into Trench Crusade, which is going to be really cool. And then I've got some I got some other projects I really need to get on that I haven't been doing that I really should be. So I'm gonna get back on track and get back to doing all that. Now that the holidays are done. Holidays are crazy. Even when I thought it was crazy when it was working, but it's still crazy even when I'm not working. I'm like, how is this even like a thing? But it's real. It's real. So I'm just kind of cutting a little bit of red in some of this. Remember, this is paint has a tendency to thin out, and this is a dry brush, so that's gonna be okay. We're not really worried about the tops of this. I'm gonna get more like the bases and underneath where it's the bottoms. And this is just going to help us start to kind of keep building up that OSL kind of effect. You don't need a lot of it. Not a lot here. I'm probably going to come back with that orange one more time too. I even probably overdid it on this, honestly. They're really just trying to get in to the edges of this stuff. I don't need to get it on that fire because that fire is going to be mostly yellows and whites. And the place is going to have the most white is going to be closest to the inside. And we're going to put that on last. But especially these places where the fire is actually happening, we want to get in and kind of cover. Francois, hey, Merry Christmas, friend. So we're just trying to bring a little bit of that red around these areas where the fire is coming out off the cloak. Just to give it some tone, really. Hello, Foxhole Games. Yo, and ho ho. It's the season, right? Just give it a little, so we're just giving a little bit of red around those flames. Mostly, like I said, mostly this is good. Help us get a two tones in here. I'm not really, because I want to leave all this kind of orange. We may come back with just a little bit of yellow to peak up the edges of the cloak, but not. I don't really think we need to do much. It's pretty yellow in the scene. Are you inaudible? I shouldn't be. I might be low. Sometimes I talk too low and I mumble. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Sometimes this microphone. There, is that better? Is that a little bit better there? Picking me up? Sometimes my microphone gets a little bit, it's a little too much. My microphone gets a little dislodged and it doesn't come out. Nothing I'm saying is intelligent. Well, that might just be because I'm not that intelligent. No, I'm kidding. I'm not too bad. I'm just kind of an old guy. Yeah, I'm probably just not. I'm probably just mumbling, and I apologize. Sometimes I do that. I really should be more clear and concise when I speak, but sometimes I'm honestly mumbling to myself sometimes, and I forget that I should be clearer. You know. Right now, I'm just kind of stippling in some crimson. Here, we're just trying to get some tones in before we start layering up the intensity for our OSLs. I still have some pieces I've got to print for this cloak too before I get into the full-on thing. Because I'm not sure where this one's going to end up because of the way these pieces are printed. I'm fairly certain this one's going to go here. Like I said, the file only had X amount of flames, and when you start counting up holes, it seems like there's not enough flames for holes. So I guess one of them is going in the same place twice. And I've just got to figure out which one it is. And so I've been slowly printing them off and figuring out where they go as I go, which has been interesting. We're trying to block it off too so we can see kind of where we're going. The rest of the model looks really, really great. Hopefully you're hearing me now. I said it did feel a little loose. But she's looking really good. I'm really excited. We've got her legs secured in now that we've got a base. So she's not... she doesn't look like fully like a mannequin all the time. I still am cracking up that we had to paint this whole... We painted this whole arm only to get it sealed away in a cloak. But, you know, you got to do it anyway, right? It's got to be painted. You want it to... I mean, you want it to look legit. So, I don't know. Kind of just... You kind of have to, right? But these pieces, this one definitely goes here. Because it fits those holes beautifully. And right on the arm. And this one goes here. So I know for sure that these two, where these two go. And I figured out where these two go. And now's the next two I gotta set up and figure out where they go. So, but it's been a busy Christmas, and I've been doing a lot of other printing. And so I'm trying to catch up to everything else and get everything rolled out the door by today, so that I can get back to doing this stuff for the show. Good problem to have, honestly. It's a pretty good problem to have. Busy doing stuff. Okay. Like I said, we don't really need it to be completely red. We just want to kind of have space to make the tonal change, where we can get a little bit of a different color going on. Not sure. I sure hope I fix out Audible. I'm glad somebody pointed that out. I always wonder, because you know I can't hear very well. Probably, I think you're supposed to have headphones or something. Anyway, I'm not good with all this tech thing. And so I do my best, and it's a lot of fun. I enjoy doing this. I like painting. And I don't mind talking all the time while I paint. I just need to remember to like be louder and more enunciate things better. Okay, so I gotta get down into one of these hollows, and this is one of the reasons I save some of these old junk brushes that I give to my kids when to tear up. So that you can use them for spaces like this where it's really hard to kind of get down in these crevices. Now again, you can use, if you have an airbrush, that's going to make this a whole lot easier. But if you don't have an airbrush, for whatever reason, it's good to know how to do things a different way. There's lots of reasons why you might not have one. They do take up a lot of space and they make a lot of noise. So I don't like using them on the show because, you know, then you really can't hear me. My usual friend that helps me make sure everything sounds right is having holidays because it's tis the season. So usually I get somebody else to call out my sound checks. So I definitely appreciate Mr. Foxhole Games. Am I using a directional microphone? Possibly. It should be facing the right way. Like I said, it could have gotten. I don't know. Like I said, I'm really not that great with this sort of stuff. I think I need a new mic, honestly. This one may be about to die. It's kind of old. Top of it. Well, all right, let's do it. Maybe that's a little better. Is that picking it up better? Right there. Do. Test 1. Test 2 3 1 2. Test 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. Oh man. Do. Probably should just grab my dry brush again and done this the other side. But this old nappy will work. Again, there's always a use for some of those old beat up ones. And one, like these one, like I said, I bought this one, this set for one of my kids, and they tore them up because they're synthetics, so they just get torn up, you know. And I keep some of them just so I can make sure that I can do this sort of stuff. They make great dry brushes for places that your normal dry brush maybe can't get into. I definitely feel like I need to get a new mic. That's probably my New Year's resolution. It's a new microphone. And then I need to upgrade my camera. I definitely like having people tell me what's working, what's not. It really is helpful. I'm sure there's some people that don't appreciate it, but I definitely do. I think like that's the coolest part about YouTube is that you can kind of get, if you're willing to take it, you can get the community feedback and you can use that feedback and make things work more effectively and just in a targeted way. But you got to be willing to listen. So, but yeah, this is the second time in a couple weeks that the mic's not been working quite right. Yeah, see, that thing's already like all the way up. So something's up. I think the mic's about to die. I think I need a better mic, honestly. Do 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 do. Boop 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 boop. Yeah. This poor old thing. I don't know. I'll have to go. I'll have to go see if I can pilfer a mic somewhere. Because it's like I said, it the other day it wasn't doing so well, and all I did was I just replugged it in, and it seemed to go better, but. Well, that's not good. I don't know. Did that clear it up better? Is it better now? Better now? Do test 2 3 test. It could be my voice too. I've had a lot of these attacks. I get these attacks on my. It's weird. It's a throat attack. So like my vocal cords get all messed up, and it does make it a little harder to hear me because it makes my voice real strained. I don't know. I think this mic might be dying. Honestly, we're gonna suffer through this, and then I'm gonna figure out what to do. I don't have another mic. A little better now. Man, I'm telling you, I think the mic's dying. I honestly think the mic is dying. It's older. Like I said, a friend of mine gave it to me a while back. Yeah, I'm just a cheapo. I'm a cheap old Scotsman. I can't stand spending money on certain things. But definitely a new mic might be a good idea. I'll probably get some Christmas money anyway, so people like to give people money for Christmas. And it's a good place to spend it. Be on the microphone. A little better now. Hopefully we can turn a little better into a lot better. I feel like I could be losing views because people can't hear me what I'm saying. And so they come in and they're like immediately like, nah, be gone. Make sure you get an omnidirectional mic if you're not going to do a headset. Okay. All right, now we're just kind of stifle back and forth with some of this red and some of this orange. I'm going to keep my dry brush in all the orange, so it's going to be primarily going orange. And then we'll use that older brush to do gaps in places where we can't get, and the red. It may seem like you're just globbing paint on, but you're not. It's very targeted. You're really keeping it in the places where you're trying to lighten the color up. It's very thin, very stipply. You could use a sponge too. A sponge would work really well. Yeah, especially if it was a bigger surface you were trying to do. You could sponge it. I don't know, sometimes I think maybe I have to like sit like right down on the mic and talk so into it. I don't know. It's so weird. But I'm definitely putting mic on the next. That's the next thing we need to get a hold of. I needed a new printer real bad, so we got that. But the next thing is a mic. Maybe I need a mic and a headset. Maybe that's the way we need to go. Yeah, we'll work on the camera after that. We'll do the mic, then the camera. It seems like a pretty natural progression too, so. Now that we've been doing it for a year, you know, I feel like I've invested enough time in it to warrant upgrading the equipment. I feel like I like it enough to invest in it. Yeah, I think the mic. I agree. I think getting the mic first is going to be, because being able to hear me clearly is super important. I definitely agree. I'll get it taken care of. I might even have it set up by the time we come back on. What would that be, Thursday? Maybe I can. I don't know. I need McBeardsly to help me out with that, or somebody who can help me out. I'm not very good with this sort of thing. My wife keeps saying I need an agent for my art, and I'm like, ugh. I don't ever charge enough money in her opinion, but I think that's what your loved ones are supposed to do, right? They're supposed to be like, oh no, you don't charge enough money. Well, on the other hand, I had a guy the other day who wanted me to do something, and it was like, how much he wanted me to do it for was going to be the price it would have cost in paint to do it. And I was like, they can't do that. Can't do that. So, anyway, we're not going to do his project. But I don't know. Things are crazy. Life's crazy. What would I do, like on Amazon or something like that? I guess you could just do Amazon, huh? Make a wish list and attach it to the. I guess you could just attach it to the doobly doos, huh? I don't know. I want to set up a PO box, I would imagine, so that people don't have my actual address. That seems like a bad idea. I don't know. That's a good idea, man. You're always so full of great ideas. I really appreciate you, friend. And I appreciate Foxhole as well. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's good information too. So they can just go on there and pick up whatever they want, and you can just, okay, okay, okay. I like it. I will look into this. You're really on, yeah. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I think this is cool. This was a great idea. My friends had, and see, this wasn't even my idea to do this. This was all my friend's idea. So, oh man, I really appreciate that. Well, I'll definitely look into that. Yeah, man. Wow, that's pretty solid, brother. Oh, I missed a little bit. A little bit of orange in here. Again, just kind of, if you'll just kind of stipple that stuff in, folks, it will blend real nice for you. You'll have a good look. We're gonna, and since this cloak is like flaming all over, you kind of want to make sure you're getting into these crevices because the light is still going to be in there. So even though it's something typically you wouldn't have light in there, you need it in this. Oh, I appreciate that. Okay, right on, man. For sure, for sure. Let me get that figured out. I might need some help with that but my spouse would be helpful, or one of my kids, probably my oldest son. He can probably help me figure it out. But yeah, no, that's super cool, man. No, I'm gonna look into that for sure. As soon as I get off here, actually, I gotta get a file printing, and then we're gonna get right to it. Yeah, this is starting to look great. Maybe a little too much orange in some of these spots, but that's okay, because we are about to come back with a lot of this red. I want that red kind of just bounce around on the edges of things, the top, around the outside bits. We're not really trying to at this point create like a mass of red. We're just trying to flecks of red before we start with the real colors. We're really gonna, from here, we're gonna start cranking this up like a lot. Minutes. Okay, so cadmium deep yellow hue. Right on. Yeah, I definitely look into this. Almost want to do it right now. I'm kind of on a roll with this model. Now OSL is interesting because you're trying to get onto it's almost opposite of everything else you do. We're trying to get the lighter spots in the crevices and the darker spots out away from everything. So it's like completely different than what you usually try to do. And in some places it isn't. Like it it gets really strange. OSLing, especially fire effects, is a very strange thing. And the people who are really good at it, they'll blow your mind. I got a guy I paint with up at the game store that like his stuff is his hot work is insane. The gun barrels on his Titan is just intense. They literally look like they're melting. Like, that's awesome. Huh, okay. I don't know. I gotta think about that one. Because there's a lot of noises that go on around here that, you know, it'd just be better if it wasn't on the mic. Like there right now, actually, there's a big refrigerator over there that I kept from my restaurant days, and when it gets going, it makes a lot of noise, and I don't really necessarily want that on the mic. But no, I think you're 100% correct. We need a new mic. We need a mic fast. I'm gonna get all that set up. I like this idea of wish list though, because there's a couple of things we could use around the channel, and like we throw them up there, and people, you just never know what people are gonna do. I mean, you're one of those really kind folks that you just don't know. You just don't. And I never think about it that way. I'm so used to being in kitchens, I forget how people function in the real world. Yeah. So omnidirectional will pick up everything. But if we get a directional mic, then I have to make sure I'm speaking into the certain area that the mic picks up. I feel like one of my friends explained this to me, and I'm still kind of getting to understand this situation. Because I think he did say that you had to speak into a certain part of this mic. But again, I think it's getting old and it's dying on me. That's... There we go. And you kind of want to get all this underneath stuff done before we put it on there. Hey, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. I could, yeah. See, this makes sense. This makes sense. I'm definitely doing it. I'll probably put up a regular post, and then we'll just start attaching it to the videos from here on out. I'll make like a... Yeah, for sure. Because I think people being able to hear me better would make a huge difference in like audience retention and a bunch of things. You're 100% onto something. And I like that engagement. I think that's going to be interesting because there are a bunch of products out there that you just never know. Somebody might send in something that's really cool. It might even be theirs. Like that would be really neat. You start testing out other people's products that they're making. So I'd love to get involved with some 3D artists and print and paint stuff for people. That would be a cool thing to do. Again, this is a great kind of brush to be able to do this sort of thing. We're able to kind of get back in there behind that stuff. My normal dry brush isn't going to get in there and do that. It just isn't. But again, an airbrush, if you've got an airbrush, that's the way to go here. Airbrushes are way more effective in some ways, especially for getting into a space like that. It's gonna, because it's just gonna blow it in there. It'll all be gravy. Alright, so now we'll just add a little bit of red. We're just gonna staple that in to blend it. A little bit of that orange. Again, some of this I feel like I mumble, but I feel like I'm not mumbling. Let's see. Create links in the video description. Also set up Nightbot prompts. Like merch, huh? Ketchup and mustard stains. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting ready to head to the part where we start lighting it all up. But right now, the ketchup and mustard stains. Oh my god. That's hilarious. Yeah, that's the next step. Yeah, I'm trying to get the base of everything in before I start the base of the colors in before I started adding the chars and the white hot up. Because there's the model itself. It's hard to tell on this, but this has got a ton of these little details. I'm getting ready to come in with a fine brush and go through all of this and start detailing all of this stuff out. It kind of keeps picking it up a little bit. But right now I'm trying to kind of work in the colors, and then I was going to do the rest of that. Was the next step. I've got to print, like I said, I've got to print this piece I'm missing and this piece I'm missing. I'm trying to get the orange glow on first, and then come back with the white and the dark, the really high intense lights and darks. Because I feel like some of this has got to get, most of these peaks is almost going to be white. But that's like a long way off. No. This is, like I said, I don't even have all the parts to the flames yet to make sure it's in the right places. I'm just trying to get so that when we get these pieces on here, we've got some ideas. And we've got to come back in and touch a lot of these. Like I said, we've got to touch all these flames up. I'm just trying to get that basic, I don't know, the glow, the OSL part of it before I start getting to the really white hot. Because the flames themselves need to be white hot. But like the reflection on the cloak needs to be kind of, for bet, a mustard stains, speckledy mustard stain. But no, I'm trying to catch the glow first and then come back with the hardcore parts of the flame. I'm not really worried about the flames yet because, like I said, I gotta have to come back in. I might even have to get into some of these crevices and pull white out from the inside with a fine brush. No, this is actually because all the cloaks have been. Yeah, well, some of it you can't. I wouldn't be able to get in there, so we got to get some of this stuff in before we put the flames down, or I'll just break it. That's one of the drawbacks to resin, is it's so brittle. And like for here, we'll want to, before we do the part that's on this cloak, I want to get that secured. Like I said, we got to get a few pieces printed off still to make sure we've got them. No, yeah, no, it's hard. It takes a lot. There's a lot. If we really want to make this look good, this is like the big centerpiece of this whole model. Which is, I mean, all this other stuff was really easy. Like doing all cloth work and leather work, that's easy. You know, even facial work is pretty easy. Hair, all that's super easy compared to this sort of thing. But like, there's a lot of, the way I usually do it, it takes a lot of groundwork to get all that in. It takes a while, and it's because then I'm gonna steeple in a yellow next, and then I'm gonna come in with the whites and the darks to get in all the flame detail, because it needs to be like in towards here. It needs to be almost bright yellow, almost white, in towards where the flames are touching the cloak, and like in the movie, or when you look at her in the game, it's super orange. Like it's weird. It's not like, yeah, black first. Yeah, I was thinking I'd probably put in some of the black pieces first and then let it all dry out so it doesn't blend around. So it's definitely a process. We're probably gonna be working on fire for the next 2 or 3 sessions, and I may do some off-camera work on it too, just to, because it's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a lot. There's a lot there. There's a lot to do, and it's a lot of fire. And then we've got this whole thing, and it's got fire that attaches here and here and here. So we got to do it all again over on this piece. So I may actually get this thing up and going, so that we can kind of do all the fire at once. But I just got this printed last night, so. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what my plan is. Like I said, I wanted to get the glow. I wanted to get some of that glow in first, a little bit, so I can see what I was doing. Because with it being so brown, it's really hard to see some of this stuff. And now you can see it better. I can see it better. So I should be able to get a little bit better work on it. But yeah, no, this is more almost like base coating the dang thing all over again. It's brutal. Mustard stains. I'm gonna laugh at that for a while. That's good stuff. I mean, Where's my soap? Dang it. That was awesome. All right, yep. So we're going to be back. We'll be back. That'd be Thursday, right? So we'll be back on Thursday after the holidays. And then we'll be back to working on some of this OSL work, and then show you how to do some of these flames. And like Francois was saying, we're gonna have to come back. Yes, I might have a wish link up before that. I might throw that up in the community tab today. But I will definitely all I'll post from here on out. I'll link that wish list up, and then we can yeah. That's a really good idea. So we'll definitely do that. And then, like I said, we'll be back. We'll be back on Thursday to put in the next round of things we got to do here. I'll probably finish up this base coats to get this stuff set up so that we can come back and do all that. So we don't have to waste more time making mustard and ketchup stains. I'm gonna use that for real. Like we're gonna every time I do flare from now on, I'm gonna say you got to make the ketchup and mustard stains first, and a little bit of barbecue sauce, and then you char it. That's fantastic. And it's real. That's real. It does. Before you do all the other parts to it. It totally looks like mustard and ketchup stains. If it was on white, it would 100% look like a child had gotten their hot dog all over them. Anyway, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, a wonderful holidays, whatever kind of holiday you celebrate. Thank you so much to Tim Puck for coming through early. Foxhole Games. I really appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by, and also the great Francois. Always a pleasure, sir. Really appreciate you. And yeah, we'll definitely have those. I'm gonna throw a wish list up, and then I'm gonna put some other things together, and we'll get all that stuff going on. You guys are outstanding. Really appreciate it. Yeah, we'll be back. And we're gonna get the sound figured out, and then it's onward and upward. I hope you guys have a great couple of days. Have a very festival for the rest of us. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorites. And yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back on Thursday because I'm gonna hang out with my kids. And yeah, be good to somebody. Be good to each other. Be good to everybody. Just for a little while. It's okay. It won't hurt anyone. I promise. Anyway, we'll talk to you later. Bye.